At the end of every year, experts from across fields are often asked to crystal gaze and predict how the next few years will pan out. But have you ever had them hypothesize on what their sectors would look like 50 years from now? Well, brand management and consulting firm Cogito Consulting has brought out a book titled India 2061, A Look into the Future of India. It features 21 thought leaders from various industries giving their take on the challenges India will face in their respective fields. So Brand Equity joins Cogito Consulting in its special tribute to the nation on its 67th Independence Day celebrations. Take it away.
It was in 1961 that Ulka Advertising was born, and we celebrated our 50th anniversary 2 years ago, 2011. After that celebration, we said, look, what is India going to look like maybe when Ulka's 100 years? So this year, we started talking to domain experts. We identified around 30 different domains in which we wanted people to write about. So we gave them the white paper, and we said, what do you think India will be like in the year 2061? What we have finally is a book which we call India 2061. This week is a special week. It's a week of our Independence Day. So we have collaborated with Brand Equity of ET Now to request them to talk to some of our guest contributors of the book and to tell us what they think about India in 2061.
One definite change that I see is the way the brick and mortar retail will evolve in this country. Because India requires a large number of households to be created, so therefore I see lots and lots of cities like the Noidas and the Gurgaons and the Vashis and the Thanes emerging around the country. Otherwise, to expect that you will have large retail spaces or spaces for entertainment and places where people can meet in the current cities looks very, very difficult because of the way the infrastructure is placed. However, that also gives a large opportunity for our small traders, the kiranas and the small retailers, because they would continue to survive. So one thing that I definitely see is, I don't see the next 20, 30, 40 years the kiranas dying out or the small retailers dying out. However, on the other hand, I see very large destination malls getting created in the suburbs and the cities, which are newly developing, because there they'll have the space and the land and the infrastructure to build this up. The whole power will actually move into the hands of the consumer, and therefore this consumer will not be living in a world where you have something called a day and night. Neither we as retailers or brands will be living in a world called day and night. So we will be literally 24/7 connected.
The first thing that strikes you is that you have to discard everything that you ever thought. But one of the changes, since you asked the question, which I thought will not happen, is that humankind, having moved away from a fixed phone, which is either a phone for the home or for the office or for the community, into a personal phone, I think that trend is never going to reverse. In fact, it is going to move further, and I think the phone number, or you can call it a number, just a number is good enough, and the identity will become inseparable. I expect that, years from now, children who are being born would be allotted a unique number even before they are born. And in a way, metaphorically, your number will become your second skin. Now, it was never anticipated by the inventors of either fixed line telephony or mobile telephony that your mobile phone would become a superior camera to the conventional photographic cameras. But unfortunately or fortunately, it has. So now you have an example of something which starts with sound, now addressing your eyesight, your ability to see. That is the second sense. And there is already work being done in laboratories by companies like IBM. And I think in just the next 15-20 years, you will find the same technology, which started as a technology for voice, would also be used to address requirements of human beings across all these 5 senses.
India will obviously be calling the shots. I think in cricket it will become perhaps the biggest, if it isn't already, but it will become bigger in a sense as a cricketing nation. T20 is going to be the flavor, obviously, because I don't see countries like Japan, China, the US taking to test match cricket. Test cricket might become like a heritage sport, much as we go and see heritage buildings and admire them for their beauty and intricacies that existed. I think test cricket might retain or should retain that that position. But T20 is where the gospel of cricket can spread across the world. And I see also, China much as in many other aspects, the India versus China or China versus India, contest or conflict being played out in the sports arena. Then cricket could be one area where the Chinese, I think, will try and make an impact. Talking about cricket, you can't leave talking about the IPL behind. So the IPL may actually supersede everything else, and that's the worry for administrators now. But going ahead, it may not remain the big worry. I mean, outside of the playing arena, so to speak, from the field, the other area which will be very huge, if it isn't already, and everybody, it's at a nascent stage now, but I see India becoming, along with China, also the hub for gaming, in terms of innovations, in terms of developing new games, and of course, also in terms of people getting involved in gaming as participants. That's my scenario for 2061.
In 1961, the biggest analog product which everybody tuned into was the radio. And the biggest physical product was the rally bicycle. In 2061, I don't think you will see digital products in the form that you're seeing them today, which is mobile products. I think you will see wearable computers. Your ring could be a computer. The necklace which you wear could be a computer. Your spectacles will be a computer. And almost any place would be a screen. The wall in your house could be a very, very, very big screen. So I see digitally India progressing dramatically in the next 50 years. We will be a very strong digital society. It will bring in its wake its own challenges. While we'll have robots, robotics and everything aiding us digitally, the whole concept of digital privacy will reach a new high. Equally in 2061, we will have a large chunk of people, more than 300 million people, who will be aged 60 years and above. And I believe technology will be a huge benefit for them in the way they're going to lead their lives today. Today, that same population is about 70 to 80 million people. Okay, so India in 2061 will be very dramatically different from where it is today or where it was in 1961.
Today, our average milk price of toned milk, which is cow milk, is around 32 rupees per litre, which was around 15 rupees litre about 9 years back. So if we go by the same estimate, by 2061, average Indian consumer will be paying around 350 rupees per litre for milk. And I think they should happily pay it. Because if you don't pay 350 litres, you will not get milk. Because there will be very few people staying in rural India to produce milk. Coming to what types of products which will be there by 50, which are the products will be consumer will like to buy. So one thing is there, when you talk about food products, first thing is it has to be tasty. So whether today or a 50 years, 100 years, taste will be the prime important thing. So coming 5 decades, market is going to shift besides tasty product more towards ready to eat and convenient product. I mean, ready to eat means like you talk about ethnic products, like you at home you eat paneer paratha or cheese paratha or you eat kheer. All this will be ready to eat, available in the market in frozen shape or long shelf life product. But no doubt ethnic products which are right now not available in ready to eat or in long shelf life, like we do not have Indian sweets available in ready to eat long shelf life packaging. You have to buy only fresh Indian sweets. I think time coming, one has to be ready to sell and to manufacture a lot of ready to eat, long shelf life Indian ethnic products.